Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another adventure in Star Wars Tale of the Warlords. My name is Dan. I will be your DM tonight. I am the Garblag Troll, rescued from the very depths of Garblag Towers, brought forth to bring you some more sub-ochre sort of content in the world of Star Wars. So hooray! If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. If you're watching us on Twitch tonight, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here. Please make my day even worse by spending 1,000 Garblag groats on giving my players more rerolls to make my life even more interesting. Thank you. Don't forget that Amazon Prime users can get one free Twitch channel, and of course that needs to be Garblag. Why would you want to go anywhere else? And of course, go to our YouTube channels and check out all our extra content. There's Pathfinder going on. There is some more D&D going on. We've just done a mummy game. There's a mage game. There's all sorts going on. So you can't go wrong there. Why would you not want to come and join us over there? So again, thank you very much, everybody. Welcome to Star Wars Tales of the Warlords. Let's run through tonight's lovely players, starting with Eve.
Hi, I'm Eve, and so in this game I'm playing Mirabelle Sorin, which is Miriel and is a mechanic on board the ship.
Colin.
Hi, I'm playing Catalana, the former Imperial human pilot.
Nye.
I am playing E12B, former Imperial medical droid.
James, welcome back.
Hello there. I'm playing Gax Staten, ex-Stormtrooper and reformed gambler.
Okay, quick recap. When last we saw our players, they were trying to fight their way out of dire circumstances, having delivered their cargo of Imperial adjutant and not a spy at all to a lonely backwatered planet of massive tumbleweed growths on top of red oceans where there are Tropicana-type bars and villages. They fight their way out after getting in contact with a bunch of rebels. There's explosions, there's Y-wings, there's daring escapes. There's a bit of, frankly, blagging from our droid friend as he manages to talk his way out of being captured. There's dramatic rescues as our pilot heroically flies our Whitey. There's blasters from Marabella and Gax as they fight their way heroically back onto their Whitey and they shoot away to freedom. However, they are chased down by two Y-wings. A battle ensues as they pull away from the village up into the atmosphere, and they're shot down. There's blaster fire exchanges. They manage to gun away the two Y-wings, and they explode into the atmosphere. However, Catalana, do you want to remind the audience what happened last time?
So, in addition to the various other interesting roles, most of which were
heroic and brilliant,
and subsequently overridden by the fact that I kept getting given rerolls by one of our wonderful Twitch watchers, I did kind of roll a complication on the astrogation roll to find a route out of there. So I'm really interested to find out where I've taken us.
Excellent. So where did you have in mind when you were making this astrogation calculation?
I would have been probably aiming for somewhere quiet. Out the way, somewhere we could just get to.
Maybe back to Gastown.
Yeah, maybe back to Gastown, somewhere we could get to where I could then redirect and find somewhere else to be.
Fantastic. Okay, so
mostly I was going for out, and given I was not having the most peaceful time of it, I may have just ended up picking wherever was
Does anyone else have anything else they want to add to the recap? Did I miss anything in my very overly simplified yet very dramatic retelling?
Explosions,
blasters, Star Wars stuff, hurrah!
Fountains.
Fountains falling into people's houses. That is a very good point. There was a lot of falling.
There was quite a lot of falling.
Lot of abandoning as well.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll fall back. Oh, they have loved me.
Yes, lot of falling back. Excellent. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah, there are notes. Anyway.
Right. So let's jump right into it then. The crew of what we call it was the Wild Die, wasn't it?
The Wild Die.
Yes, the Wild Die.
The crew of the Wild Die brace themselves on their YT 1300 frigate as the star screen in front of their cockpit spirals in a blur. Stars shoot past the cockpit. The image turns blue and twirly, and you enter hyperspace. Almost as quickly as you entered it, collision alarms start sounding, sirens start blurring, the ship rocks violently, and then you are pulled out of hyperspace. Catalana, make a piloting roll.
Okay, that is that many dice. Well, that's hilarious. So 1 on the Wild Die.
So Colin's actually going to be keeping an eye on our Twitch feed tonight. So if anyone wants to spend 1,000 Garbag Groats on the first roll of the night.
What do you want me to do with that 1 on the Wild Die?
Take away your highest.
Take away my highest. Okay, so 6.
Okay.
That was a crap roll. What? He has as well. He's thrown me
your ship.
He's thrown me a reroll.
Who threw you a reroll? You got a reroll.
The same guy. He seems to have so many rerolls. Thank you.
I demand to know.
18.
18. Better. Okay. So
a lot better.
In front of you, as you pull your ship up violently in a vertical curve is a massive metal wall. That's all you can see. First off, as you pull away, G-force hits you and rocks you violently. On the edges of the cockpit, you see a sort of gaseous, purple, stormy nebula, which makes it very difficult to see. You then pull your ship away, and as you look back, you see what looks like the Death Star. I got your attention.
Crap.
Who's on sensors?
Yeah, that's me, I think, normally.
Okay. Yeah. Gax. Oh, no, you're in the gun. Who's in the gun tower?
I'm gunnery tower.
Gax is in gunnery.
So, Marabella, make a sensors roll.
Yep. Mechanics, you mean?
Yeah.
Mechanics is 2 dice. And a wild die, I guess, right?
One of the 2 dice is your
wild die. One of the 2 dice is a wild die, yeah.
It's not 2 plus.
So that's double 6, 12.
Nice,
fantastic.
Roll up.
Can't do better.
Was one of those 6s on your wild die, yes?
Yes.
Then you get to reroll it.
So I get to reroll, yeah, right. It's going to be a 2.
Okay, so 14 in total.
On 2 dice.
So, the first thing that you see on your sensors is that whatever this purple gaseous nebula anomaly that you're in, it's very stormy, very thick, very dense, and it's completely messing with your sensors. You think you get the utmost briefest glimpse of what looks like a shape or construction of something just a little bit smaller than the original Death Star. But it doesn't seem quite like the Death Star because it seems only like half a Death Star. And then the other half of it seems to be built into a very rocky, crater-battered planetoid asteroid sort of thing. So it's half a Death Star built into another half of a giant circular asteroid, making a total sphere. But this image has gone just as quickly as you saw it, as the sensors continue to be scrambled. But that's not the only thing that's got your attention. From your control center on the dashboard, you can see that the nebula is also having an adverse effect on your shields, in that you have no shields. The nebula seems to be doing something to the energy waves of the shield generator, and it can't project a bubble around your ship.
Right.
Gax, from your position on the gun turret, you let me rephrase that. Catalan, you got only the briefest of looks because you basically saw a metal plate as you pulled away.
We don't want to go that way.
Arabella got to see a sensor image. Gax, from your position in the gun turret, you see it, this purple mist and thick fog, occasionally shattered now and again with white lightning and sheet lightning across the nebula. And there, hidden in the shadow, you've seen it before. You were an Imperial. Even if you did not serve on a Death Star, you would have heard of it. You would have seen it. Is a Death Star, or at least half a Death Star, built into a rocky planetoid.
I think we've got a problem.
Make a perception roll.
So, yeah, as I'm pulling away, Catalana is swearing.
9.
What the
9.
hell is this?
Oh, sorry, no, 11. Sorry, plus 2. 11.
That's not a success. Catalana, you pull away. Gax, when you pull away, when the ship's moved to a distance, literally just the briefest of distance, as it's shrouded and gone in this purple foggy mist. But you are now stuck in a giant purple stormy nebula. And almost to emphasize the point, a fork of lightning cracks in front of the cockpit window.
Did you guys just see that?
I think I saw it, but I don't want to have seen it.
Negative. I am in the medical bay, otherwise known as the storage cupboard.
I don't know. Sensors are almost blind. I saw a shadow of what looked like the Death Star, but it's gone now. And
I saw it, said the adjutant. She jumps up from where she was sitting.
Nothing is showing on the sensor right now. It's all cloudy, and we got those shields.
Oh, great. Shit.
Do you know where we are?
Of course, Captain knows where we are.
Right.
Captain would never make a mistake.
Met me, right?
Catalana.
I'm a droid. I have to agree with you.
Catalana, make a perception roll. It is very hard for you because, quite frankly, you are very occupied. So I'm going to say, or let's say 20 or more.
Yeah, I'm almost certainly not going to make this.
Marabella,
I don't make it.
you're also on the bridge because you're doing sensors and stuff. You make a perception roll as well, please.
Perception roll.
But you only need 15 or more.
Can you remember what perception is?
It's a stat. It's a basic
It's a main stat, base stat.
All right, yeah.
3
days.
Yeah, I would have needed to get 20 on 3 dice.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
Is possible.
Yeah, I've got 3 dice too, so
But not if you don't roll 6 on the wild die.
it's gonna be 9.
9. Okay. Then all you notice, Marabella, is that the adjutant has got on up from her back seat and is heading to her quarters. Jim. So Gax and E2, but you don't see that. Neither of you are in that location. Right. Make a piloting roll, please. As another fork of lightning.
That's 10, 18, 19.
Yeah, good. Marabella. Right, hold on a sec. You think with a little tweaking, if you got to the shield generators, if you went back into engineering, you might be able to tweak with the frequency generator. That might help it interact better with the energy fields around you. So you get up from your seat and you start heading to main engineering, or at least the hole in the floor that is main engineering. I'm just checking the roll for your technical. I will allow. It would be a.
I think there's something specific to
base transport repair roll.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I got 1d plus 1 for my specialty as well. Finally, something I'm really good at, supposedly. Until I roll 1 on the white.
This is what we've been waiting for. No pressure.
Go for it.
Oh, okay, that's a lot of total. That's 10, that's another 10, 15, 24.
Success. You managed to get the ship's shields back online. Fortuitous, as the storm around you seems to have intensified. However, there's simply no way to get the ship's sensors back online. The sensors are working fine. It's just that the nebula anomaly around you just is preventing any sensor screening because of the amount of electrical energy and magnetic fields that are being generated by this massive storm. Right, 9.
I'm gonna report on the deck or the cockpit or.
Yeah, I've got shields. Thank you. That's something.
No, I'm going to apologise in advance for this.
This is okay.
So, E2B1, yes?
Yes. Because they're called 2 1B units, so I just thought E, E1.
The adjutant finds you.
Oh. Hello, adjutant. Do you need any medical assistance?
E2B1.
Yes.
Confirm.
Confirm?
E2B1. Enact security protocol Alpha Omega 273-C. She holds up a chip. Data chip. Take this data chip. Hide it on your person. Do not tell anyone you have it. Do not give it to anyone. Do not identify that it is on your person in any way. It can only be given to an Imperial officer of Admiral rank or higher, or myself. Sorry, Captain or higher, or myself.
Affirmative. And then I presumably put it in whatever chip drive I have.
She then goes E2B1. Confirm.
Confirm.
E2B1. Enact security protocol 92473 Alpha Beta. And then
security protocol.
Basically, you have now. But you are an independent sentient droid, but you are an Imperial droid, and they have a tendency to put these things in you. You now have no memory of the conversation you just had with her.
Oh, hello, adjutant. Do you require any medical assistance?
Only, but you would still not identify that you have this thing on you.
Yes.
I seem to have a sprained arm. Can you take a look at it?
Of course, yes. And I examine it, and is it actually sprained? I need to make a roll. Is she just?
She's actually dislocated her shoulder.
Oh, okay. I will actually make a medical roll
from
then.
Jumping into the ship.
Okay, cool. So that would be my my first aid or medicine. Does it? I don't know which would be more applicable. There is a 3 dice difference though, so I guess I'll go with first aid because I'm not working with
it would be a first aid, yes. Good shout.
And plus, you can I've seen rugby players just it back in. So,
on the touch,
yes, but they're all harder than I.
Right.
that's 6 though. That's still pretty awesome. Right, roll. That is a total of 15, and I got a 4 on the wild die, so it's fine.
You pop it back into place. Give her a localized anesthetic, and a sort of deep heat sort of patch thing to keep the muscles soothed.
If there is any further complaints, please come to me once again for any.
Thank you
medical
kindly.
concerns. Yes.
Right.
I go back into the cupboard.
Atalanta, how do you intend to get everyone out of this mess that you caused? Sorry, did I say that out loud? How do you intend to get everyone out of this predicament?
Right, so far we've not had any contact from whatever the fuck that is, and I'd like to keep it that way. So to start with, I'm trying to fly away from it. My intention is basically, for want of any better ideas, to get clear of this to the point where I can get a sensor reading that will give us a good enough lock to get us a hyperspace route. Then get out of here. But I don't have anything better than fly through the
Okay, make a
exploded
piloting
death
roll.
cloud. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Wow.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Oh boy.
4 1s, one of which was the wild die, and a 5.
Right, so I'm going to open that up to anyone who wants to give them a reroll.
Oh no.
Waiting on you, Twitch viewers.
4 1s. Seriously.
Oh, well, at least if the chip.
Let's give that a moment to sink in.
Yeah, reroll has been bought.
Well, whoever this person is seems to have a lot of garbled groats to spend.
I think. Well, I don't know. I mean, I got nearly 1,000 from just being online for the last session. Anyway, so that is 18, 22.
Thank you as always.
24. Thank you again.
Yeah,
Thank you, mystery. Thank you.
You converted what was probably going to be a 3 into a 24.
Excellent. That's. Oh,
You managed to
goodness.
duck and weave the wild die through a series of electric forked lightning. The mood of the nebula, it's almost as if as you're moving through it, the nebula seems to get angrier by your mere presence. There is no sensor information, no data, gags from your position in the gun turret.
Yep.
You can't see a thing other than this purple, foggy mist,
Okay.
thick, dense, foggy mist.
I'll just keep an eye on it still. I'll keep, just in case anything comes out of it or shows itself in there.
Well, that's the thing. You think very, very briefly.
Yep.
You thought you saw some sort of tentacle-like thing, but that must have been a figment of your imagination. There's no way. No. I mean, you've heard of monsters, and but that's not. No. Anyway, Mirabella, make another starship repair roll. I'm thinking you would, though you can't boost the sensors.
Yeah.
You might be able to boost the astro navigation computer, kind of like reroute it through maybe the ship's comm dish or something to create a more powerful hyperspace signal.
So that would be computer programming.
I'm open to suggestions.
I think that seems the most likely to do it. I think there's rules for tinkering new things, but that's not really a new thing. If he's saying that's
yeah, like you're just
navigating
working.
computer, I think that's what makes the most sense.
Let's do it. Let's do computer.
Yeah, so.
You're just working within the system. You're just
Yeah, it's
moving
basically
bits about,
I'm basically gonna roll my technical because I don't have a computer programming repair yet. But yeah, we'll see. That's 17.
Pretty good. Okay, so the upshot is that you have boosted the ship's astrogation navigational abilities, meaning that you'll be able to astrogate out of the nebula sooner. The bad news is that you now have no ship's comms, external comms.
Great.
The adjutant comes back onto the bridge. Are you going to get us out of here or what?
Who said that?
Are you going to say anything?
That was the adjutant.
Or are you going to sit down and shut the hell up?
Oh, here. She gives you some astronavigation coordinates. We can regroup, refine the Rebel Alliance. This is a safe haven. We can get the ship fixed. We can get any repairs we need, whatever. Then we can go on to the Rebel Alliance.
Repair. The ship is fine. Just mostly.
I'll remind you that you still haven't fulfilled your contract with Boga the Hutt. I have not been linked in with the Rebel Alliance yet.
Yeah.
Mind you that there's going to be a bloody bonus at the end of this, or you are going to have a very short relationship with Boga the Hutt.
You will get paid. And if we are successful, if that's what I think it was...
If that's what I think it was, I want to be in another part of the galaxy as soon as I possibly can be.
If that's what I think it was, we now have critically important information that we need to get to the Rebel Alliance, of course.
I'm going to see if I can actually use this data she's given me. What can I do to use this data?
Make an astrogation roll.
Yeah, I never want to put in a unknown code. Ooh. Ooh.
Come on, not another one, please. I didn't get a 1 on the wild die.
Hooray!
That's a 15.
Thanks to the boost given by Marabella's rejunctioning and linking in with the ship's communication systems, you're able to get that this seems to be in the middle of just empty space. Technically, according to the maps, there's nothing there. But that's not to say there isn't something there, but there's certainly no planets or registered
if
space
I can
stations.
use it as a jump point, and even if we get there and there's nothing there, it's hopefully not in the middle of an interstellar thunderstorm.
So, I need you to make 3 more piloting rolls to get clear of the nebula.
Oh dear, right. Yeah, the ship isn't damaged yet.
Yet.
You missed a key word in that. Right, first piloting roll, 23.
Success.
Whew.
Second piloting roll, 19.
Success.
Third piloting roll, 20.
Success.
With a 6 on the wild die on that one.
Fantastic. Right. The ship continues to swerve and swing through this nebula. You know, Empire Strikes Back-esque as they fly through the meteor storm, chase music in hand. So there's no TIE fighters chasing you. At least you don't think there is.
You can't see any TIE fighters chasing us. There's
nebula.
just a thunderstorm chasing us.
According to my sensor, there's nothing pursuing us.
According to your sensor, there's nothing more than 2 feet out from the hull.
Lightning forks around the ship. The ship shakes violently a couple of times, but seems to pass through clearly. Gax, you are pretty sure that on more than one occasion, you thought you saw what could only be described as like giant tentacles now and again, just 1 or 2. You're not sure what they were connected to, what they were. They were getting awfully close to the ship. Every time the lightning flashed, it was almost as if it was a sudden light change, and then this tentacle was there, and then it was gone again. And each time it got closer and closer, and then it was gone. When the ship comes to the edge of the nebula, not out of the nebula. When you activate the hyperspace, make another astrogation roll for successful getting out. This is hard. No, I'll say 12 or more. It's not that hard, actually. If you are outside the nebula, you could, let me rephrase that. You could actually clear the nebula. You could fly out the nebula completely and not need to make a roll.
I will have made the jump when I could, because this
Okay.
is getting a bit hairy, and I just got a 19 on the astrogation roll. So
Then we're fine. So again, the cloud streaks over your cockpit. You accelerate out from a distance. It's almost as if you can see a bullet shooting from a gun as the kind of smoke plumes up into almost a mushroom shape out of the nebula as the YT-1300 clears the horizon of the gas nebula. The hyperspace screen field appears around you, and that kind of blue energy field appears, and you enter into hyperspace. Looks like from the astrogation count, you're probably only going to be in hyperspace for about 10 minutes max.
okay.
Anyone have anything they want to do in the next 10 minutes?
Guys, I keep seeing tentacles.
What have I told you about your bloomin' Holovid videos?
No, yeah, well, I weren't going to say anything because I knew what you'd say, but seriously, tentacles.
Can I ask a question?
Tentacles? In nets?
One of my skills is alien species. What
Yes.
does that mean? I could identify this, or because I've not seen it, I've been in a cupboard, which I'm happy to be in. But, like, if he gives me the description, can I run through a database, or does that mean like?
No, yeah. You know what?
Appian?
He might be able to give you enough information.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an easy roll.
No, I don't.
Because you're literally going from
so.
one tentacle
Yeah, no,
for
totally.
an entire. But I will. Or
I'll take a rough roll.
Let's say 25 or more.
All right.
So what do you mean? Like we've got a Minot calling around somewhere, or
5 die.
No, it was coming out of the nebula.
Oh, I got a 23, and the wild die was a 6. So
you roll it up.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm just doing now. So 23, one wild
roll
die.
one.
I rolled a 2.
25, still a pretty impressive number.
25 is what you needed.
Yeah, perfect.
25 is what you needed. So.
Oh my god.
You actually described the one detail that
Gax is able to give a thorough account, very vivid description of what this tentacle was. Not expecting this, I'm desperately having to reach for a name off the top of my head.
That would be a storm squid. The most unimaginative name possible. Sorry.
Hold on.
Yeah, there'll be a Star Warsy name. Little Garblag reference in there. Sand squid.
Suma Verminoth? With tentacles and multiple eyes?
Is it on a giant scale?
A gargantuan spacefaring beast with tentacles and multiple eyes.
Sounds fun to me.
Suma Verminoth.
Suma.
I think that's the one in Han Solo.
Then yes,
Oh,
let's do
right,
that.
Okay.
From the description.
Well, then, yeah, I reiterate this to the crew over the comms.
the one that
Yeah, Suma Verminoth from the Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
That would be a Suma
I
Verminoth.
basically Google Wikipedia Space Kraken.
Oh yeah, Wikipedia.
Well, if it's Wikipedia, it's got to be true.
Yeah. Ooh, burn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, well, that's
Yes.
if that had got you, it would have beaten the ship whole.
Gax, my medical calculation concludes that you would have had a 60% chance of survival. That is not good. Ideally, in a medical situation, you want a 99% chance of survival.
So I wasn't seeing things then.
No, they are definitely a normally found species within the wherever we are nebula.
That's an interesting name for a nebula.
Well,
Someone-
Captain, I am not an astromech. I do not keep information on nebulas and the like.
Fair enough. Anyway, yeah, we've got.
Sorry, Marabella, you need to start frantically getting the ship's comms back on.
Not yet. It's still wired to the navigation thing.
Okay, so we'll have to. That'll be the first thing you do
is
as you come out of hyperspace. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Not touching that.
Tampering with the
hyperspace flight.
astrogation during a hyperspace jump.
Okay.
Yep. Not doing that.
Everyone's at full health, aren't they? Like nobody left off. We didn't end with like somebody having lost health. I healed both the two that took damage. I just remembered this now. Everyone's healed, yeah. We're all
Yeah.
good. Because I could do that in the 10 minutes. That's fine if everyone's
And
good.
by the way, I'm gonna instruct people not to use external comms until that's fixed, because
What did
especially
you do
not
to-
during hyperspace.
What did you do to the external comms?
I had to use some circuits to boost our astrogation.
Captain, the
navigation.
external comms are not working.
Okay.
I am pressing the
So-
external comms and they are not working.
Well, please stop.
Yes, Captain.
So we're going to jump into a place where they don't know who we are. They're going to demand to know who we are, and we won't be able to tell them. Mobella, please go down to the
I'm confident I
engineering.
can fix that.
Please go down to the engineering bay and be ready to start fixing it as soon as I pull us out of hyperspace.
Aye, Captain.
So, it's with these words that the hyperspace starfield clears from your screen. The starflow deaccelerates. Normal space appears, and there in front of you is a super star destroyer.
He's fine, Ian.
Oh, fuck.
Even better.
Frying pan fire situation.
To be fair, Death Star Superstar Destroyer.
Yeah.
Death Star plus Giant Space Kraken plus Giant Space Kraken concealing Hyperspace Storm Superstar Destroyer.
Yeah.
As you are, however, as you are unable to identify yourself via comm signal, it appears to be targeting weapons on you and launching TIE fighters.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised at that bit. I will be yelling at Mobella to hurry the hell up.
Oh yeah.
Adjutant's looking at why can't I communicate anything?
Because we wanted to
Yeah,
get out
come
of
in, come in.
we wanted to get out of a lightning storm. I'm going to start punching. I'm going to start, if I can, while she's fiddling around, which you may rule I can't, playing with astrogation to see if I can get us an exit route in case that becomes an option quicker than
I'm gonna roll my
talking
technical,
to them.
which is gonna be great roll. That's gonna be 31.
Wow.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
So I start to do some astrogation stuff, and then halfway through, the adjutant complaining about not being able to talk to someone, the comms come
Wait.
back online.
Amazing.
Nice.
So the comms come back on just as you're getting your ship ready to.
Oh, sorry, it's 21, but still.
Still, it's good. It's good.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
done.
definitely.
Job done. You're fine. And then urgent comm signals start coming through the ship. Ship's mics. Unidentified vessel. Please move to these coordinates. Please retain to this speed. If you do not comply, you will be shot upon. Please identify yourself. All this sort of thing, and it seems to be coming through quite rapidly.
Yeah.
The adjutant, if no one stops her,
She brought us here.
jumps on the comm.
I'm going to say, if these are your people, start talking.
Um,
I'm still doing what I said I was doing.
she
19
types in.
number.
She kind of types in a series of numbers over the ship's comm frequency. Doesn't actually say anything. Which is a bit worried because the voice on the other side of the comm on the unit seems to be getting more angry. And then
I'm
it
going
stops
to
for a
reply
second.
over the comms then if she's
then
not
it-
saying anything to
Well,
say,
then,
apologies, complying, we had some issues with our comms.
Wild Die,
Says the
we
Wild
have
Die,
received your security signal. Please proceed to docking bay 3.
I'm going to look at the adjutant.
Safe port,
So-
she said.
Yeah.
Home sweet home.
For whom?
For me. But look, we can regroup here, find the Rebel Alliance.
How has that happened so suddenly?
Right. Okay.
Get me over to the Rebel Alliance.
Right, okay.
How many people on this ship know that that's what your plan is?
Enough.
Yeah.
The captain being one of them. He'll meet us in the docking bay. Be assured.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm going to come to Gax.
Mm.
Gax, what do you think?
Yeah.
I don't like it at all. I think it's, well, out the frying pan into the fire, so to speak.
This is a lot less fire than we just jumped from, but
No.
Do you reckon you can outrun this thing? You get past it?
It's hard because you can't go and
Super
see
Star
it, can
Destroyers
you?
aren't built for outrunning. The question is, can I get to a jump point before they vaporize us?
There are TIE interceptors on a very close intercept course.
And unfortunately, I think the answer's no.
Okay.
Because it ain't the Star Destroyer I need to worry about at this range. It's the
Yeah. We went round to
Dozen
the, Jill and Alex,
interceptors we've got.
It doesn't have got a lot of choice then, does it?
Yeah. Oscar fell in the pond. Yeah.
I hate having
No,
to
it was
trust
Alex
imps.
found the one.
So,
But he was covered
are you
in
going to
pond
proceed
feet.
with the docking?
Yes.
No need to make any rolls. The
Tractor
ship-
beam, you're coming this way.
Yeah. So you bring you're bringing the ship into a docking alignment with a smaller hangar bay on the Star Destroyer, Super Star Destroyer. Hold on a sec. The tractor beams kind of pull the ship in once you're close enough. It's an easy dock. The hangar bay, as you land, it's every Imperial hangar bay you've ever seen.
Yep.
From Star Wars, you know, the grey metals. The
I have flown
frame
out
over
of many
WEG,
of these.
Frame over with the TIE fighters hanging from above it, like docking control above you. Or waiting for you in the hangar bay.
One thing I can fly better than the YT 1300.
Yeah. In the main hangar bay, there seems to be. Can you guys hear me? Okay, is that all right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, there is-
no,
Can you
it's
hear?
there is-
nice and clear. Yeah.
Yes, we can hear Liz.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So one
Things
sec.
happen.
Okay. Yeah. So standing in the hangar bay is one Imperial captain and two stormtroopers guarding him.
A
And the ship comes into
remarkably
line.
small welcoming committee.
Captain, do you need me to come with you, or should I stay on the ship?
No need to stay here.
Understood. I shall return to my quarters.
Do we have a cover story or something we need to?
This is the ship's captain, says the adjutant. He knows about my mission. It's his mission.
Right. So, I mean, he's probably gonna ask questions.
Shall we go down and see him?
Right. Let's get this over with. Catalana will get up.
Who's leaving the ship?
Yeah, I'll escort Catalana and who
Catalana,
else goes?
Gax, and Mirabella's going as well, yeah?
Yeah. Don't know
Yeah.
how many we are.
The adjutant's going as well.
I shall watch the ship.
The droid is going to watch the ship and go nowhere near the Imperial officer.
Well, that's not the
I
intention.
don't know anything to do
No,
with the
Nor do I. I'm just
Nor
going
do
with my
you.
programming. Like, if you guys say it's safe, then there's no reason for me to come. If you don't think it's safe, I'll come.
Honestly, right now, I don't think a medical droid is going to make the difference between
No,
us
I-
getting horribly
yeah.
killed and not.
Exactly.
If the captain of this Super Star Destroyer decides he wants us horribly killed,
Yeah. No, that I completely agree with you. That's why I'll stay,
Between,
because
yeah.
I'm just
that's
gonna be.
when the
Imperial
point
adjustment.
defense turrets blow there.
Yeah.
That's what, just, yeah.
I'll stay
when
by.
Rebel Imperialists wanted, we got 2 ex-Imperials.
E2 is gonna like just wait until the ship recloses once they leave, and just like pretty much stand exactly where the door would open and just watch it, just for them to turn like a dog. Just
I just realizing I'm a non-human in
in the human
Imperial
ship. Yeah.
ship.
Yep.
That's not gonna be playing in our favor either.
No.
But yeah.
So you walk down the gangplank onto the deck of the hangar bay. The adjutant stops and she goes, "Captain," saluting him. And he goes, and then she says, "Crew of the Wild Die, may I introduce Captain Rhys Nullen of the Superstar Destroyer Emperor's Wrath." He holds out his hand for anyone who will shake
As
it.
Gax sneezes.
It's gloved.
that looks.
Rhys Nullen looks. He's young man. Well, say young. He's young for an Imperial officer, captain. He's about in his early 40s. Black, kind of like slicked hair, greased underneath an Imperial cap. Very smart looking uniform of that sort of like fleet captain grey with his badges. He's got big black gloves on, boots. He's
I know the look.
he has an air about him of a man of confidence that is used to being people doing what he tells them to do, but he also has an air of experience around him as well. One kind of identifying feature of him as a middle-aged man is that he has a pocket, and there is a sort of a watch chain into one pocket watch chain.
Nice.
Very
OC,
unusual.
nice. Because I have a pocket watch and I think they're cool.
Pocket watches are cool.
They are. So yeah.
So he offers out his hand to
Catalana
anyone who'll shake it.
Catalana is trying to remain poker-faced and is not too openly facially expressing her dislike of Imperial Starfleet officers.
I shall shake his hand, and with my right hand, I will scratch right next to where my holdout blaster is hidden, just in case I need to use it.
Marabella, to your surprise, he also offers his hand to you as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna.
Do you shake it?
No, I'm gonna respectfully bow and say, "Pleased to meet you."
Okay. He's kind of like, okay. He kind of holds his hand, like, not sure what to do with it. Puts it down by his side.
Yeah.
I understand we have you to thank for the return of my adjutant. Thank you very much. Perhaps we could adjourn to an office and we can have a further chat and figure out what we're going to do next.
Your ship.
Follow me. Yeah, takes you into a nearby turbo lift tube. You get in the lift. It goes up one floor. You walk through those kind of like Star Destroyer corridors that we're also familiar with, and there's a nearby office to the flight control of the shuttle bay. Table, chairs, small computer terminal, and he sits down. The 2 stormtroopers wait outside. So you are alone with the captain of a Superstar Destroyer and his adjutant in a small confined room.
if I thought I could get away with it.
There's not much distance between you and the ship.
There are a lot of stormtroopers, and
hey, look,
cetera,
if they
et
can
cetera.
escape a Death Star, you can escape a Super Star Destroyer. That's all I'm
they
saying.
kind of
Yeah,
had
just-
Jedi.
just get me
I
to
don't
pilot
think I
out
can
of
get
there.
away with it at this point. The security they haven't allowed us to see is what I'm worried about.
Fair enough.
Have-
So
Has this room got like a view over the hangar bay?
it does, yes.
I'm probably going to pause looking out over the hangar bay.
You can see your ship alone in a hangar bay. There's no other ships on the deck. There is a sort of large lift hole at one end where ships would be lowered down and lifted up from the kind of like mechanical repair bays underneath the hanging bay. There are, however, several TIE fighters in racks
of TIE fighters,
above
yeah.
The
Probably
the
where
hang.
some of her attention is right now, just
Uh,
due to spending so much of her time.
the captain sort of leans
Then
back
turns
in his
round.
chair.
Yeah, and
Puts his hands together
no
like
one
this.
is around our ship right now.
Not that you've seen, but you know,
Okay.
you've got a
I'm
droid
the
on board,
ship,
so he'll
but
know.
yeah, I'm just
If
waiting
they send a
patiently.
scanning crew in.
Probably the only thing I care about.
So
I'll
tell
stop
me
him.
everything that's happened, he says to the adjutant. And she pretty much tells the full story of your encounter at Bogus Palace, traveling to meet the contacts, being attacked by some sort of rebel element, being chased, appearing in a nebula. And then she stops and she goes, "It's there. The thing that everyone's been looking for, it's in that nebula." Yes, indeed, right. Well, this does change things a bit. I expect the Rebel Alliance will be very interested to hear. We must accelerate our timetable and get you to them as soon as possible. Perhaps we'll have to use less subtle means. I assume, ladies and gentlemen, that your contract is still in place with Boga and that you are to still take my adjutant to the Rebel Alliance.
Catalana shrugs. We've not been paid yet.
I have been assured that payment will be received upon your return to Boga.
Yeah, we'll still have to complete the contract. Otherwise, that's a moot point.
Yeah. Hmm.
Gentlemen, perhaps some reassurances are in order. As you might or might not be aware, this ship and most of its crew are ready to defect to the Rebel Alliance. That's a superstar destroyer in the hands of the Rebel Alliance. Not a small thing, I might add. This area of space, this deep core, is about to tear itself apart with these three warlords at each other's throats. Each one of those warlords wants to find that nebula and wants to find the thing in it.
Yep.
With that thing, they would be able to take the reins of Imperial power and perhaps even defeat the Rebel Alliance.
Right.
I don't.
So who's running that place? If it's not one of those three, who's in charge of it?
No one. It's abandoned.
What, prototype?
Skeleton frame is probably more appropriate a term. When they were designing the original construction, they had to, though the main weapon stay was very well tested and took years of development, the actual shell design, shape, decking had to be tested. And that's what that is. They built half of it into an already existing spherical rogue asteroid planetoid to basically see if the architectural sturdiness would work. One sec.
The captain
Just
needs to
playing.
take a call. Yes.
Well, no, the droid's just playing like that hollow chess on his own.
On his
Just
playing solo hollow chess. Nice.
Well, there's
right,
like-
back. Sorry about that. We were just recounting something about our children's activities over the weekend. You know what they can be like. So anyway, as you were saying, so they built this thing to basically see if the architectural element of it actually worked, not the super weapon size of it. So though it
So
is
it's not
that
got the super weapon, it's just one hell of a force.
yes, indeed, it's not got the super weapon in it. You could put one in it, or you could park it around any planet and completely mess with the planet's gravitational systems, destroying a lot of stuff on the planet anyway. You've still got enough standard firepower on there in the way of capital ship guns and firepower to make it a unique and fully operational command and control center that you could drop into any system in the galaxy and use it to completely dominate that area of space straight away. Or you might just decide to ram it into a planet and completely destroy it. It's hyperspace capable as far as we're aware. But yes, it was
telling me this asteroid is hyperspace capable.
Yes, parts of the construction run throughout the planetoid.
Hyperspace capable asteroid.
It's a hyperspace capable
That on
half
its
Death
own
Star.
is a pretty terrifying weapon.
Exactly.
Who is nuts enough to have this idea?
The same people who are nuts enough to make 2 super weapons that could destroy planets.
I guess you got a point.
They wanted to basically see that the way to build it, the thing that they were going to put the gun into, would actually work. So they built half a Death Star into a planetoid. It is in itself smaller in essence to the original, but still big enough to constitute a small moon.
But the original was terrifying.
Terrifying. They both were. But I hope times of a time gone by. The Rebel Alliance needs every help it can get. We can't just defect. I need to assure the safety of my crew. They are still my crew, my people. Talks have to begin. They need to be given amnesty. They need to be given reassurances that they won't all be arrested. They need to be offered the opportunity to serve in the rebellion if they want to. The ship needs to go over to the rebellion as best it can without having to fight its way out of this area of space before it gets there.
Which means no one needs to know why you're moving it.
Exactly. This is a super Star Destroyer. It's not easily moved.
That's a bold plan.
Gentlemen, ladies, I believed in the Empire. When I first joined the Imperial Navy, I was a non-enlisted officer. I was on a destitute planet, backwards, street urchin, brought up in gang culture. The Empire built schools, hospitals, free medical care, free jobs, employment. It was a career. We were actually helping people, but that's not what that was when we started. And it's become something else now, and it is a very bitter engine. Now, I don't believe that this has been done right. There are things that I agree with that the Empire has done. There are other things that I disagree with, like, blowing up an entire planet.
Mm-hmm.
But my crew, I will happily go to whatever jail cell, whatever trial, whatever thing they want to put me into. My hands are not clean, but my crew deserve to have a chance, which is why it is so important that you get the adjutant to the Rebel Alliance, and now even more important that you have found this thing that Moff Thraken, Duke Villainous, and Commodore Zazia have all been looking for.
There's a risk that if when we get us getting your adjutant out leads to your intentions being discovered.
Perhaps. I do struggle with the fact that that elements of the Rebel Alliance attacked you while trying to meet one of their agents.
They wanted to capture her. They are not.
The intelligence I have. I mean, I was only recently posted to this area of space after the Battle of Endor. From reports I've seen, is that Rebel cell is a rogue one, which is why we haven't handed this ship over to them, and why
they are not. From what we uncovered, they're not happy about their comrades turning up. They're worried that when the real Rebel Alliance turn up, they're going to be labeled the pirates they are, I guess.
Yeah.
So how do we get in touch with the real ones?
Well,
Question.
I have a plan. It is a bold one, and certainly would take your unique skills. We know that the Rebel Alliance has entered the deep core. We know that they entered the Rebel Alliance. They entered the Rebel Alliance. We know that they entered the deep core no more than 4 minutes ago. He kind of points to an earbud in his ear, kind of like a comlink.
Okay.
I'm getting live reports as we speak. Apparently, Moff Thraken has already engaged his forces with the Rebel Alliance. So here's what I propose. Fly to that battle.
And
don't get blown up.
That's usually somewhere pretty high on my plans, yeah.
Sensible plan.
It's funny you should mention that rogue rebel cell that appears to be where they are, where the Rebel Alliance went. Maybe perhaps they weren't so happy with their behavior either. And the direct approach there has revealed to us their secret rebel base. We know that the rebels were in the preparation of landing ground troops to take it back. Thraken obviously got word of this and has started an engagement.
Okay, so they're fighting. They've got a fight on two fronts, and we want to drop in the middle of it and say, "Hi, can we have a chat?"
Yes.
I
fly to the battle.
Agree with your description of this as a bold plan.
You think you can pull that off, Captain Anna?
Look, take this. He takes out a gold pocket watch from his uniform pocket, gives it to the adjutant. This isn't exactly how we wanted this to go to plan, but I know one of the officers that's currently on that planet. His name is General Tyre. General Tyre? General Tyre. He's an ex-Imperial as well, though before there was such a thing as the Rebel Alliance. In fact, he's probably more describe him as an old Clone War veteran. He'll know what this is. If he says that you brought it,
on the chat just said, "Don't worry, you have rerolls." I believe that's for the pulling it off in the battle.
if you
I
know
just
what
missed that one because I disconnected and reconnected to the chat. Oh well.
General Tyr will know what this is. He will know that it's from me. It will help you open a rapport.
How much?
You three.
What kind of troops are in there? I'm wondering if you might want to open a rapport by dropping a Super Star Destroyer on the rear end of the Imperial lines.
If we drop a Super Star Destroyer on the rear, let me rephrase this. This is my Super Star Destroyer. But like every Imperial here, I still have, well, this Super Star Destroyer it belongs to Commodore Zazir. I report to him.
Yeah.
If I was to drop this ship into the middle of a battle between Imperials and Rebels, not only are they, it would be a calculate that the Rebels would go, oh, more Imperials, and start shooting at us. If I start shooting at the Imperials, it's more likely that those other two Imperial warlords will then gang up on Zazir, and we don't want an all-out conflict between those two generals. At the moment, it's just been skirmishes.
It's your ship. I can't tell you what to do with it. But
I appreciate the sentiment. The long-term ramifications are too high.
to answer your question, Mirabella, it depends on how many of them decide that a rogue YT 1300 is worth shooting at.
So you're up for the challenge?
Think so.
Sure.
Hey, we've been in the same situation, haven't we? So.
And Mirabella, was it? Are
Yeah,
you?
I'm with the captain on this one.
Okay. Well, and your droid. Where is your droid? I was told you had a droid.
Oh,
The ship, it didn't seem much sense to bring a medical droid to a war council.
Fair enough.
I was hoping you weren't going to start shooting us.
Well, that hasn't happened yet, but, you know, the night is young. Take the adjutant, don't get killed, fly through a space battle, land on the planet, head towards where the ground fire is, enter the base, see if you can find General Tyr, hand him over the adjutant and the pocket watch, and pray to the Force that he doesn't decide to shoot you himself. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, yeah. A great many things, as usual. It depends on how much like the locals he is, but if he's more like the rebels' reputation they're trying to build up, he might at least accept a surrender. We just have to hope that after surrendering to him, he doesn't lose the fight.
May I suggest that the longer you stay here, the more intense the firefight is going to be when you arrive. So we suggest much post-haste.
Yeah, give us the coordinates.
They've already been sent to your ship.
Thank you.
Captain, coordinates have been sent to the ship.
Well then, I guess we are gonna take our leave.
Right.
What is his rank again?
He's an actual captain.
He's an actual captain.
Yeah.
I'm just a captain in the sense of
He's a
hiding
captain of a
top the
Super Star
ship.
Destroyer, so, you know.
So, I must admit, Captain.
He outranks me significantly.
Yeah. I must admit, Captain, you're making quite an impression.
Well, thank you. And may I say that your bravery has made an impression on me as well.
Actually, as she's leaving, Catalana will stop. Turn round to the captain.
Shoot him in the face. Sorry.
No. Tempting, but no. Zenat Oelus. I would very much appreciate if any of your sources could find information on what's become of him. And she leaves.
Okay.
Got an update from the chat. Please forever said, Colin, please don't roll any dices.
The thing is, my dice rolls, because I'm the pilot, are kind of really important for the whole group.
Yeah.
A lot of other people, when we're not on the ship, a die roll. Oops, there goes my camera. A die roll is much more an individual thing. If you fuck up, you fuck up one person's thing. Whereas if the pilot fucks up flying the ship, we're all screwed.
While leaving the hangar bay, you put on the reverse.
So the adjutant
We do have a mechanic.
claps their hands together enthusiastically and says, "Right, ladies, gentlemen, shall we adjourn?
Yeah, let's get this shit on the road.
It'll be a pleasure working with you again.
Thank you.
We
Likewise.
continue to work with you, I should say.
Right.
Right, you all scramble together, get back in the turbo lift, head down, walk across the decking. A gun turret comes down, blows the ship. Sorry.
Just going to be 2 minutes. Won't be a minute. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah. Do you want to take? Shall we take a moment? Because I kind of need a break myself.
Okay. Someone should probably warn Garbo because the things will move around, won't they?
I'm just gonna mute and put my thing down.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go on.
We'll be right back after this intermission.
And we're back. Thank you very much for bearing with us as we had a quick break. Our crew were just about to head back into their Whiting 1300 frigate. There's a dramatic moment as the three crewmen walk up the gangway. Dramatic music playing in the background as they kind of, march on. Glasses slung low, coats billowing dramatically. hair flowing.
Hello,
Flying.
Captain.
Hang
Did you
of it.
sustain any injuries?
No.
Oh, did any of the crew sustain injuries?
No, that was a pretty smooth mission. Don't worry about it.
I shall return to my quarters. Return.
the cupboard.
Yes.
E2B1, please
Yes.
prepare field kits.
Understood. I shall.
We're
stick
going to
with
be
this
We're going to be heading into a live battlefield.
then. Ah. Calculating odds of survival.
I haven't
shall
told you
refrain-
anything about the battlefield, so good luck.
Minimal information.
Yes.
So you
Yeah.
spin up the engines.
Yeah.
Raise the landing gears. The ship hovers briefly. It pulls away through the gravity field. You then pull away from the Super Star Destroyer. The coordinates are already in your navigation computer. It's going to be a matter of minutes, if not a minute, to get there.
Okay.
The star field begins to blur as you accelerate forward quickly. Stars shoot past you. The blue swirly lights of hyperspace appear, and you're in hyperspace. Almost as quickly as you are in hyperspace, you're then out of hyperspace. In front of you, through the, again, blurring of alarms and sensor information coming across the computers, you see what you expected to see, which was a space battle. So, sensors show that you are in quite a barren star system. It looks like it's a sort of blue star hanging there. One solitary gas giant in its orbit. That gas giant does seem to have several moons. One of the space battle itself seems to be in orbit around one of these moons. The moon itself has such an orbit and such a spin that it never actually sees the sun, so it always remains in darkness. The ship's navigation computer. Sorry?
No, I was trying to figure out the proper astronomical term, but that's
Not a clue.
what you're describing, I don't think.
Star Wars. The planet's
permanent eclipse.
Yeah, aptly though, the moon's name comes up on the navigation systems as Shadow. In orbit around the planet Shadow.
It's a kind of tidal locking, probably.
I was thinking of that, but that's your tidal locked around the
Tidal locked normally
body
means
You know what?
Yeah.
I kind of find it best not to overthink these things.
I'm a physicist.
Yeah, I just blanked out there. I've got no idea. You guys talking about.
Well, you're gonna love the next bit then. So
Okay, a lot of
Oh.
Star Wars bears no resemblance to physics, so you know.
In orbit around this planet are 3 star destroyers. Number of from the sort of angle, it's almost like a cloud, almost between these 3 star destroyers, a Mon Calamari starship like you've seen in the Return of the Jedi, with like a Nebulon B frigate and a couple of Corellian corvettes, basically a small rebel fleet gauging against an Imperial fleet, and between them it's almost a sort of beehive-like mass of X-wings and TIE fighters shooting it out between them.
I wonder if they'll let me have an A-wing if we pull this off. I've always wanted to fly an A-wing. They're like an X-wing, but with all the cool stuff they couldn't be bothered to put in an X-wing.
Below you, the planet Shadow, as it's always in perpetual night and never sees the pale blue light of this ancient star, seems to have an odd sphere to it. So it is a black rocky planet, heavy stone, but upon it is basically think a coral reef. You know, all the coral reefs that you get in the Mediterranean and in hot waters, but on land. So these giant coral reef-like plants, except they're bioluminescence. They have a glow to them. So they cast eerie glows over this kind of like black, sharp, rocky planet with deep trench valleys. And apparently it's there on that moon, on the moon's shadow, where this rogue rebel cell was operating out of.
Go and find the biggest concentration of gunfire on that planet.
Well, so whoever's good at sensors need to makes a sensors roll.
I'll make the roll as we're coming in.
Okay.
E2B1, I'm sending you some readings from this planet. Please prepare whatever we're going to need for an away mission.
Understood,
I
Captain.
don't know whether we're going to need breathing apparatus or anything, but 12.
I don't think computer.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can see a concentration of energy weapon fire coming from one of the larger sort of bioluminescent coral reef forests on the planet. It appears to you can see well, that's all you're getting at the moment. You're too far away to kind of get a more detailed reading, but you can definitely say there be a battle. But what the details are behind that battle, you need to kind of get a bit closer to find out.
Are we already in
No, you're not
at the edge of the battle, or no? We're not.
Well, no. So you're flying towards the battle. So
Yeah, we're in atmosphere
Perfect.
still-ish.
So, well, you're not even in atmosphere. You've
We're
got to
not in
fly.
atmosphere.
Wow.
There's a
in
battle
air
in
at
space. There's
You've got to
battle in.
get-
First, we've got to get
Oh.
through this. First, we've got to get through the space battle. Then we've got to get down to Atmo.
Then you've got to land, and that's another problem. You don't think you're going to be able to land the ship near the battle. You're going to have to land it on the edge of the woods, and then
You're
go
just
on foot.
you're just not thinking things. We have a turbo laser battery.
You're going to shoot down all the indigenous trees.
If it means it means reducing the amount of time we're getting shot at. I'm not too worried about clearing a landing.
You could sneak.
I'm planning to come with on this one, so I think you can answer the question.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So,
Anyway, for now, we need to get through a space battle.
how do you want to get through the space battle? You
Can we fly round the space battle?
You can, space is 3-dimensional. You can easily fly around it. It is, however, going to take you longer. So it will take a significant longer amount of time. You will be on the edge of the battle. So less likely to attract attention. However, you were an ex-TIE fighter pilot.
Yep.
If you were sending like a bomber squad out and around, that would be the way you would do it. So you could go out and around, but you're a little worried that if you go out and around, you might run into someone who is also trying to go out and around to get to a target, but under the radar. But it's a better alternative than, flying through the battle.
No, I was actually wondering about as we're setting our way on, as we're sort of coming in, I've got some idea of what's going on. I'm going to ask Gax, can you keep an eye on sensors? If we're going all in on the rebel side, I wonder if we could take out 1 or 2 bombers on the way past them. Those things could make a mess of a capital ship if they sneak round.
Okay.
So basically, coming in, keeping an eye out for Imperial bomber squads that might be circling around. I mean, bombers are dangerous and all, but if they're kitted out for,
yeah, we would need like ones who are bold enough to wander without an escort.
So the bomber wing would probably have an escort, but it depends how many they are, which way they're going,
how much they care about their objective.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily intending us to take out the entire bomber squadron. However, if we shoot down one of their escorts and make life a little bit easier, or just nail one of the bombers and keep going, hopefully they won't pursue us.
Question. So is there means to make like portable healing apparatus?
So there are med packs.
The med packs, that's it.
Which we will say you as a medical droid would probably have a few of.
Okay.
So you've got at least one for each member of the crew.
Okay, I'll fling that over me or whatever. I don't know.
If you need to, you can go and get stuff from the. So this ship will have escape pods on it.
Yeah.
And escape pods normally have like a survival kit in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That survival kit would probably have a med pack, but if you take that med pack and then
Yeah,
you need
there's
your
none
escape
in
pod,
there.
you're a bit stuffed.
Mhm.
So
Well, I was just
They're
thinking
here
like.
for a reason.
Yeah, no. I was just thinking like, but in order to prepare stuff, and I'm just thinking, I don't actually know what to prepare. I presume it's a breathable atmosphere because.
well, with the information that you've received from the captain, no, it's not. It's not a breathable
Oh
atmosphere.
boy!
It's a carbon. So you'll actually be getting to get. The ship does have.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So it's normal gravity. It's there's nothing dangerous about the atmosphere, so you can go in unsuited, but you would need to be wear oxygen masks, which you can get together and get ready.
Cool. That's why I asked the medical droid to get that stuff ready. Well,
Yep, it's already. No, it's already. I just wanted to check we had it, and it wasn't a roll on my part.
It's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'm sitting like waiting, like kind of like a coat rack with just them all slung over my arms.
Cool.
Sorry, can I
Sure.
Because I'm going to be trailing behind, definitely. Because if we walk at my speed, we'll be walking for ages. So
Need to
Another
tinker-
reason to make ourselves a landing zone.
yeah, fair enough.
We need to tinker.
So
that
my
to make it
lovely
faster.
assistant had to pass me another rule book because I was just looking in the normal rule book and it doesn't have stats for TIE bombers in it.
Oh,
Ah.
well, I mean for bumping.
It's got TIE interceptors and it's got TIE fighters, but it doesn't have TIE bombers. So I'm hoping this one.
Make some stuff up if you need to.
I am very good at that. That's pretty much this whole campaign so far.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, I
basically
would
how
then.
you do stuff.
Well, that's a bit of the bread
There
and
you go.
butter.
That's
TIE
how
bombers.
games are run,
Right.
right?
Oh look, there are TIE advances in here.
Make stuff.
I really hope we don't
bombers.
encounter one of those because one of those is quite
TIE
scary if I
Seven.
remember rightly.
TIE advance, TIE Defender.
Oh, is it the TIE Defender that's the ridiculous one?
TIE Defender
Yeah.
from the X-Wing stuff. Yeah, X-Wing.
Oh, X-Wing Alliance.
Yeah.
Damn, those things were terrifying.
No, it wasn't X-Wing Light. It was TIE Fighter, wasn't it?
I think they were in X-Wing Alliance as well,
Were they? Oh, cool.
or at least you could use them in the free.
TIE Defenders, TIE X-Wing. Oh,
There's
yeah.
Those ones are
ties.
they've got like all the firepower of basically they're an X-wing in the shape of a TIE fighter.
Yeah.
They've
Anyway.
got all the stuff that an X-wing has.
Yeah, we're not going there.
Got Windsor
Oh, it's sold
ties.
gunboats.
Yeah, I'm not. If we spot something on sensors that's more than we can deal with, we will divert around.
So what? One ship. If we see any offensive ship, we'll just avoid them.
So your intention here is to basically skirt round the edge of the battle.
Skirt round. We're aiming in for there. It's more of an if we see an opportunity to drop some trouble on the Imperial lines.
So make a. I want 3 rolls. So I want someone to make a communications roll to jam comm signals. I want someone to make a sensors roll to kind of jam sensor frequencies, and I want a piloting roll to kind of fly under the radar. So who wants to do what?
Piloting.
Okay.
Funnily
Makes
enough.
sense.
Do you want me to do sensors?
Yeah, if you do
Right.
sensors and Mirabella does comms.
Do comes. What's is it? Mechanics again? Anyway.
It is, yes.
Yeah. So what? Got 2 dice.
16
anyway,
for me.
on everything. So
That's good.
22 on the piloting.
Also good.
7 with one on the wide die. So comes
Cool.
not
Oh
working.
boy.
Comms not jammed.
I've got a 1 and a 6, so I got both extremes.
So you begin your approach. Space battle, like I said, is almost like bees. Wasps around the bee.
I've got a reroll for 2 dice. That's pretty. Well, I can try not to botch. I'm not sure I'm gonna have success anyway, though, so we'll see.
What's your reroll then?
10. Double 5.
Hey, okay, but no 1. So you skirt around the edge of this space battle. Now, looking at it from a little bit of a distance, as I said, it's like bees around a hive. The starfighters are almost in a cluster between the 2 sets of battleships, trying to probe each other's defenses, get their bombers through. Almost, I would imagine the space battles being like World War II Pacific kind of, aircraft carrier, America, Japan sort of thing.
I think that's kind of the feel
the
they've
thing
been
they were
going
going for.
for.
I mean, it's an American movie, so we can get the gist that that's probably where they were coming from.
I mean, dogfights like that in space just make no sense. So
absolutely. And as I recall, when George Lucas was doing the testing for the film, and they filmed the film, but they hadn't done the special effects, he showed World War II fighter footage in place of the space combat.
Since
So yeah, it's a fair shout.
And also, thank you for the reroll, by the way.
Thank you as always.
Yes, thank you for the reroll.
Dan's just getting annoyed because we keep passing when we should be crashing into them.
They should be dead by now. Sorry.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think they just did to me. Anyway, it's entertaining. So what was I saying? Yes, so you kind of scare around the edge of it. Now, on the comms, you actually pick up a signal of, as you thought, a bomber squad. There are, in fact, a few kind of bomber wings going out around the battle in various different approach vectors, but both sides are wise to it and have kind of sent various different fighter squadrons. This one does seem to have gone amiss, though, and 3 TIE bombers, unescorted, make their approach, are kind of coming a long way out and back in again. So you have almost met them as they're coming back in again.
Gax, you want to do this?
Do you want me to drop down to the turret or?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I'll go and climb down the ladder.
Cue
Yes, I don't
dramatic Star Wars space combat music, which we can't do for copyright reasons.
Captain, I've
would have been
acquired
great.
all the medical packs.
Thank you.
Could we not do the Star Wars music, but just do it one key out of tune all the way through?
One for our Lord and Master Garblag, I think, later on down the line.
Play it with minor scale.
Right, so who had the highest perception again?
Oh boy.
Perception.
I believe it was Gax
I
with
think it's
3D plus 2, wasn't it?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
now.
3D.
yes, so Gax, you've got the highest perception. Do you want your group to go first or second?
I'd say first.
Yeah, light him up. See if we can blow one of these TIE bombers out of the sky before the others realise they need to start getting a lock on us. Note, if they get a lock on us, your target priorities shift. Take those damn torpedoes out before they kill us.
And just internally, all the bombers are going, thank goodness we're defecting to the rebels. Oh, look, it's a rebel ship. We'll go join them out of camaraderie. Oh no, they're shooting us! No!
We are not really a rebel ship. We might
I
look
don't
a bit
know.
more rebel than Imperial with a
We're
color
not an
and white
Imperial
tea.
ship.
Might look like some famous rebel ship. You know, who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got the Corellian
We-
style, so
Yeah.
We,
kind of rebellish.
So
we just call over the comms. Oh my god, this family vacation's got completely wrong.
Gax,
Yes.
make a
Gunnery.
Starfighter gunnery roll.
Starfighter gunnery. 4D plus 1. Oh, okay. So we've got 15 plus a roll of 6 on the wild dice.
Hold on,
Nice.
hold on, hold on.
6 on the white eye.
Roll it up and
Did you say that you had any fire control?
yes.
Did you add your fire control
There
to
was
that,
fire control in there, wasn't there?
Jim?
No, I didn't touch
So
my
you've
fire control. No.
got, so as your gun turret, you've got 2D fire control, which gives you an extra 2D6 to hit.
Wizard King says, you guys are actually Rogue One.
16.
Rebel amongst rebels.
That's
Oh,
okay.
23
Yeah.
before I
Not yet
roll the wild dice again.
Nice.
Right.
Okay,
Roll the
So
wild dice.
25.
fantastic. Okay, so I am gonna opt to dodge. Okay.
Bomber is gonna try to dodge. That's a bold move.
Why wouldn't they? They're going to try
Well,
and evade.
yeah.
It doesn't. They
Maybe,
don't have,
maybe they've got good armor. Who knows? I have no idea.
well, they don't have a lot to lose by trying to dodge.
What did you get, sorry?
25.
Actually,
25.
they do, because if they have a bad roll, they got
knock
they are
into
easier
each other.
to hit next time.
They're easier to hit by other people shooting in the same round.
Oh,
We've only got one.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, we only have one gun.
You only have one gun.
So
So,
he
they don't have anything
dodges.
to lose.
What?
Ah,
Damn.
Sorry about that, man.
In the windscreen, just to add insult to
Okay. I am now worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've appeared to have engaged the ace pilots.
We do appear to be in the carts now.
is that the time to say I've got a bad feeling about this?
Oh, brilliant.
Uh,
Remind actually, before I forget, when we start winding up this session, remind me to give you character points. At the end of the session, assuming you're not all dead.
We just picked a fight with a wave of TIE bombers who apparently are piloted by very skilled pilots. So we might
That was
all
a
be
very,
dead.
very, very fluky roll. I'm sure. Right. Okay.
Anyway.
So next on your group's perception scale. Well, basically, you've all three of you have got the same.
3D. Yeah.
So Nye, I assume you're kind of standing too, yeah?
Yeah, until like in case anyone takes damage because of the ship getting hit or anything, I'll wait until one of them needs medical attention. I'll probably sit with the adjutant just to, I presume, because they're the only one of the crew that perhaps needs to be monitored.
Colin, Catalana.
Trying to maneuver us into a position where they're going to have trouble getting a lock on us.
Well, I was about to say, so you can, because you've kind of come in, you haven't been able to surprise them, but because you're going first,
1300 surprising anyone is
you've got the job. So you could declare no actions and just not take another make it to a minus when you do your dodge. If that
I'm
makes sense.
basically trying to position myself well to avoid being shot, so I guess that counts as I'm holding my action for the dodge.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Marabella, where do you want to put yourself?
Probably gonna stay in the cockpit. Probably do. Anyway, well, can I control shields from there as well or not?
You can, yes.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna be around that.
Do you want to make a shield roll? Or no, you know what? you're not stupid. You would have had them up before you started. And
Hope so.
Colin, I assume you're kind of going all out in front.
For now, yes, because they're all in front of us. But
Yeah.
I expect we're going to want to move them around as this turns into a hairball.
Yeah. Right.
Furball.
Okay.
That's the
So
phrase, isn't it? Furball.
there. So you've all done actions. Second group goes. One TIE fighter, TIE bomber, I should say. Sorry, doesn't do anything. It just, it's the one you shot. They've already taken an action, and frankly, to take another action would probably significantly reduce the dice pool even further. So they just kind of put on the engines and start pulling away. One TIE bomber turns around to shoot you.
Okay.
And the other one wingmans up with the one that decided not, that managed to dodge out of the way, and they continue away while another one has flipped around to try and attack you. So he's going at you with laser cannons. Oh,
Can take us with only one ship.
sorry?
It's interesting.
Or
they think
he's
they can take us with only one ship.
covering
He's
the other
covering
guys so
the
they
other
can
two
feel the
so they
motion.
can.
Because
they
these
can
are
do their mission.
Imperials and they don't think straight.
It does make some sense if your objective is actually, if you're trying to take the mission, you don't have.
Yeah.
He's basically acting as the
Okay.
escort ship.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Fair enough. Yeah.
All right.
Carry
So
on
this
the
is what they're
mission.
good at.
Yep.
Shooting.
Yep.
Okay. Oh no, where did Jim go?
Oh, I can hear you.
You can hear me? Good. You're
Yeah.
still there, old boy.
It's just
Excellent.
took me out.
Can
Can you see me? Yeah, that's it.
see you. So I got. All right. Do you want to make a dodge roll?
Yes. 18.
Okay. Sorry.
18.
Okay, you failed.
That
enough.
weren't as impressive as their dodge roll, where they've got better pilots than you.
They're probably flying something a tad more maneuverable than a freighter.
Yeah, they have got a maneuverability dice, but their fire controllers quite good.
Yeah.
However, their damage is apparently rubbish.
Well, they're bombers. They're not.
That's their backup weapon.
Yeah,
They're shooting out. They're shooting us with the holdout blaster. This is why I don't want them to get a lock on us, because if they start launching torpedoes, we're in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Find.
Yeah, I don't want to be playing Dodge the Torpedo game.
That's why I say if they start shooting torpedoes, Gax's targeting priority shifts.
Oh, that's what you meant. Oh,
Take the
okay.
fucking torpedoes out before they destroy us.
Yes. Oh, wait, we don't have any.
So I'm. Yeah, we'll just do this. Okay, so it's a twin-linked gun.
Okay.
Finally. It only does 3D damage. 2 laser cannon firing.
And
so
our
first
cloak
3D
is 5 with the shields.
Yeah.
I thought we had like 4 armor and 1.
You have a hull of 4.
Yep.
Yep, and your shields are all out front, and you've got 1 shield, so it's 5
5 shields. So 5.
So, it's filing, so it's 2 rolls of 3D.
Okay, so am I rolling separately to soak it?
No, we'll just we'll say
am I-
separately. We'll say separately because.
Okay. Has it just blown us up?
No.
Oh, good.
What did you get?
12, 17, 19 on the...
Yeah, no worries. So it impacts on the surface. There's a slight blue haze as your shield takes it. Ship rocks a little bit, but it absorbs it easily. Next one. Bit better. Roll.
15, 16, 18.
18. Yeah, you've done it again.
I've got 2 dice on him, I think. So
You do, yeah. Again, energy bolts hit the ship. Ship sways a little bit. It rocks. There's a slight fuzzing noise as some circuitry explodes, but that's only peripheral damage for dramatic sake. And your energy shields have absorbed the rest of the blast. So, new
say,
round.
Please don't damage my ship, but it's not my ship, so.
New round.
Yeah.
Jim, what do you want to do?
I'm going to fire on them.
How many actions do you want to take?
Just the one.
Okay, so no minuses.
No. So I've got Starship Gunnery and a YT 1300 of 4D plus 1. So with the 2...
Yeah, so you get an extra 2D to your fire control.
So that'll be 6D plus 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. 9, 11, 17, 3, 24.
I'm really surprised Wikipedia does not have the list of rebel slang for Imperial starfighters that I am aware of in its.
There is one, though, isn't there?
There's a list of slang, but it doesn't include the ones I'm aware of. It doesn't mention squint, for example, for interceptors.
So I'm declaring 2 actions. So I'm already at -1.
So let me guess.
I'm -2 because I'm dodge. So that leaves me with this. What did you get?
24.
24.
No, yeah, 24.
You hit.
Oh,
Roll for damage.
Yay.
how much damage is it? No, I've not got that one down.
4D. I think it was
4D.
4D.
Yeah, 4D with your laser cannon.
Do I use the wild dice for damage? I don't, do I?
No, not for damage, no.
Okay, 13.
Okay, my hull is weirdly better than yours.
It's a combat ship. Ours is just a freighter. So, I mean, I'd imagine
Tough
not
little
expensive
rust
skin.
bucket this thing is. Oh, I dropped a dice.
So
what did you get, sorry?
13.
14. 6 the damage. We can't get through each other's armor, that's the problem. Can hit each other, can't get through the armor.
I think we'll just be working on. We've taken one bomber out of this fight. If we can win this, then we'll probably go on land. Because
you've done your bit.
otherwise, we're going to be at this like all. The fight will be over, and we'll just be still fighting. We'll still be fighting this little wing of TIE bombers. There's still a fight going on in there, sir. Who the hell?
Colin, you've vanished. You need to.
Oops.
Yeah, you need to.
Oh, there he is.
Ah!
Yeah,
Thank
It's
you.
a Force Ghost.
no problem.
Colin, how many actions do you want to take?
I want to dodge.
Okay, so you're going to hold your action for the dodge. There's not. Marabella, there's not really much for you to do at the moment because the ship is still in one piece.
That is good for me.
Make a census roll.
The medic
Yeah, I can
getting
do
bored is
that.
not usually a bad thing.
No, definitely.
I
not in
like
this
that.
case.
I like that.
It's gonna be 4.
Can't we attach him to a gun?
What, me?
Yeah.
Wait,
to
no,
a gun.
I actually looked into this. I am programmed not to enact violence unless I'm explicitly ordered to. So that would
What did you
get
get?
me-
That
Sorry?
we could arrange that. Explicitly
You could,
order
but I
you.
think you'd have to tell me to shoot each time. It'd be really weird.
Sorry, Marabella, what did you get?
4.
4. Okay, no, it's not going to do it. Sorry.
No.
So,
I've got only 2Ds. In
yeah, no, that's
so, yeah.
So the TIE
do again.
bomber, is going to take another shot at you.
I'm going to try and avoid being shot.
Okay, and I've got my fire control, but I'm at minus because I declared 2 actions. Go.
Oh dear. So I guess we might be getting shot and relying on our hull again. That is a total of 17, but then 1 on the wild die.
Take away the highest.
Take away the highest, right? So that's a total of 10.
Okay, yeah, you hit.
We get hit.
However,
Surprisingly.
average time.
The hull's more.
So he's still he's at too close a range to use his kind of missile launcher.
Oh goody!
Concussion missile launcher, which does 90 damage.
Yeah,
He's too
exactly.
close to use.
I do not
He's still on his laser cannons. 3D. Oh.
That's not so good. 13.
17.
Ouch.
Okay, right. Ooh, so back to this rule book.
Bum, 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 bum.
What did I say? I said 17.
So you beat by 4.
Oof.
4. Where's the chart gone?
Milvella, you wanted something to do, right?
Lightly damaged. Actually, Marabella, as you're the engineer, do you fancy rolling a d6 to see what the damage is?
All right. Let's roll a d6. It's going to be 2.
Okay. Oh dear. 1 on board weapon emplacement was hit and destroyed.
Well, we only have 1.
The gunner takes damage.
Okay.
Oh!
Sorry, guys.
Oh no.
Ouchie.
Here we go. Passenger damage.
You
Which
pop
ship
up
suffers
like
damage or
Yosemite
crashes
Sam, like when he's blown up, like Yahoo!
I hate it when it says in the thing, use your judgment.
Well, like how much damage would getting blown up in a gun emplacement
Axe.
entail?
Yeah.
You need to roll soak damage. You're rolling on your own strength and your armor. And you've
Okay.
got blast vest on, haven't you? Which is
Yeah.
+1.
Okay.
Where's the gun again? Is it like
It's on top.
oh,
So-
top?
The +1 is that +1
Okay.
dice.
No, it's just +1 pip.
Okay.
It would be +1d for a physical, but this is an explosion in your face. You're
Okay.
basically,
15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're all right. So
Somehow.
Well, he
the
could just
cockpit-
drop out.
the cockpit suddenly sparks and fire erupts in the cockpit. Your flak jacket seems to take the brunt of it. As,
There's a lot of smoke. Yeah.
part of the fuselage kind of splits, shoots out a jet of electricity, which kind of blasts into the blast vest. You start scrabbling out of the cockpit.
Can I go into the one straight above me?
There's just the one gun turret.
Oh,
It's
no.
the
It's
Millennium
not the
Falcon.
Millennium
Yeah.
Falcon.
There's only one.
There's only the one gun turret.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
I slowly walk over to Garrix and I'm like, "Do you require any medical assistance?"
No, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to stay there and try and fix it.
I'm watching as he's doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
Is
another.
fixing weapons something different than fixing the ship, right?
That would
There's a
be. I
specific,
believe there is another skill for it. It's Starship
yeah.
Gunner. Well, no, hold on. Hold fire on that. Literally.
Well, we're forever holding fire
I
now.
think it might just come under.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised
If you
it's
can't get
some-
around,
no,
we're
yeah.
in trouble.
It would be Starship Weapon Repair, which would be a technical role.
Well, I can do technical without anything. I don't know what's your technical.
I'm good at mechanical, but I'm a bit bad. Like very bad at technical.
I've got
Maybe let the engineer have a look at
Maybe
it.
let the engine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I'm just
I
gonna
got 4D
climb out
technical. I might not have the skill nor the
But you've certainly,
specialization.
I mean, it's still pretty
It
good.
still beats my 2D.
So,
or
Yeah,
my
well, we'll
one.
save that for next round.
Yeah.
Okay.
the two bombers that were flying away and getting distance on you
Have just banked round to finish us off.
continue to fly away at a distance. I'm not that mean. I was thinking about it.
You were.
No.
It kind of makes
Well,
some sense.
we
But
are we are basically like someone just drove like a forklift
they're on a
onto
mission
battlefield.
critical.
Yeah,
Mission critical.
Mission critical.
Objective.
they gave us to Terry, the pilot, who's like kind of all right, but you know,
They gave you to the
Yeah.
new guy.
yeah, exactly.
you guys just deal with that. Okay.
Because that's going to
boom.
get annoying, and we don't know what that is. Just get rid of it, all right? Not one of us.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
that was.
Actually, no, I just realized we would look like a supply coming in for for presumably the rebels, if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
We're just a big freighter.
So
Well,
what
that
do you
was
want to do? New round.
Shit.
Around, yeah. I'm gonna rush to the weapon system.
well, unless I
Run,
can.
run into the corridors.
The problem I've got is getting out of range of this thing. Getting out of this firefight involves going through their concussion missile range,
Yeah.
Are they faster than us?
and
not
the
wrong.
concussion missiles will blow us the hell up
Yeah.
far
that
more
amazing?
effectively than that just did.
Are the
I'm
bombers
gonna-
faster than us, I presume?
Shall I sit on the shield station? Ready with
Well, excuse
shields?
my French, but I'm also going to point out that this TIE bomb is faster than you as well.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I would presume.
Yeah.
You've got a
Is that a-
space of 4. It's got a space of 6.
Yeah, we're a
So
truck.
we can't outrun it.
We
if
can't
we-
outgun it.
Come up
We've
with
just
an
lost-
easy space encounter, Dan. It'll be fine. They'll get through the combat, no problem. It'll be dramatic. It's a
At
TIE
least we've
bomber.
got a better
They'll
pilot
storm
than
through
that.
it.
Well, we
Well,
can.
why
We,
don't we
we,
just ram it?
we, yeah, good,
I mean,
good
why
idea.
not? Well,
Yeah,
it's got
right.
better
Yeah, with the
armor than
freighter.
us.
You've
Yes.
still got shields. It's not got shields. It's still got shields.
We've got.
I mean,
It's
so-
still got shields. It's not got shields. So yeah, it's got a better hull. but
So
you're still rolling
literally,
all
is
sorts of-
ramming
where's-
basically.
Yeah, just play
The only
chicken.
reason this guy's alive is because he's been a couple of fluky on a couple of rolls. That's it. Only reason, and that you rolled badly. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
We can,
Like if we
can
if we
always
have
try to
to-
jump eventually.
Oh,
and
no,
that's
no,
a last recourse.
yeah. if we-
Let's have faith in our engineer. He'll get the gunnery ship station working soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to go for
Yeah, get out of the way.
for now
Let me go.
is continuing to evade until I get a report from Mirabella on what the situation is. Do we have a chance of getting the guns back online?
Right, Mirabella, make a Gax. I'm kind of just jumping out over you on the assumption that you're kind of getting out of the way for the engineer to.
Yeah, I'm going to go and sit on the shield station just in case
Okay.
I'm needed. Yeah.
Mirabella, make a
Roll.
starship weapons repair roll.
Also known as technical.
Also known as
This one.
base
Starship
technical.
weapon repair roll. Yeah,
Yeah.
or base technical.
Base technical. So what do we got here? Gen 16.
Any of those one on your wild die? Because that would have been
No.
really funny right about now.
No, I've got 3 on the wide die.
All right, cool. Okay. The damage, it turns out, isn't that systems critical. One of the power couplings has overloaded. All you simply need to do is pull out a wire and bypass that power coupling by refusing it into an adjacent power point. You easily do it.
Upholder's broken though.
But you're not able to fire anything this round.
Right. Okay, I'm good.
You've
gonna...
just
Yeah,
what,
we're back online.
have you just unplugged our microwave?
So,
Shields go off.
Colin, I'm going to assume that we're going to now move to the pilot of the TIE bomber.
I'm dodging.
And you're dodging.
I'm dodging.
Um,
Hopefully a bit more successfully than
I'm going to declare. I wonder.
Oh boy.
I've not had to dodge,
No.
so I'm
no,
just
he
going to
hasn't.
declare the one action.
Yep. So he's almost certainly going to hit, but I'm going to make the roll because why not? because I don't actually have anything to lose at this point. If I don't dodge,
Go
he'll
for
probably hit. If I do dodge, he'll probably hit. But 18.
He hits. Very close though. Literally it goes almost bouncing off the cockpit. Roll for damage. Oh, I'm rolling for damage. Roll for soap. Sorry.
Roll for damage. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll roll for damage against the TIE fighter.
Roll for the damage that you'll take. All sixes.
All ones. Totally, it's come up all one. Yeah.
Well, don't get my hopes up when you soak and roll all one.
No. So that's
So that's what I thought he was saying.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, you're fine.
That was a fairly good roll. 2 6s and a 5
Right.
in there.
Go. New round. So
Gax,
back
take
around.
this damn thing out.
Gax. How many how many actions are you declaring?
Have we got the guns back up online?
Yes.
I'm just going to do one, and I'm going to shoot it.
Make a roll.
People on the chat
I
are
mean,
very
don't
keen
roll
as
one.
ramming
This
with-
guy survives. I mean, he's gonna get like total ribbing from like all his crew. It's like, oh, you couldn't take out
14.
one freighter, could you? It's like, no, shut up, guys, come on. But we were destroying Rebel Alliance. You were,
25.
25. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Come on.
Dodging -1 because I'll be doing that. Oh no. Hold on. You hit.
Yes.
Right, wait for it. Roll
Well,
for
yes, I
damage.
know. We've now got to get the damage.
4 dice, yeah?
Yes.
17.
Yeah, I can't
rolled-
tell if he rolled badly or rolled really well. And we're
I rolled
continuing
He rolled
16.
really well. Oh, okay.
I
I
one
rolled
point damage.
16. So you've done 1 point of damage.
Yay.
There's only
So
80
what
more
does
to
that
go.
mean? Because it doesn't have shields, so its shields can't be blown. So please bear with.
Okay.
We have no shields. We can't disable
no
the shield.
shields.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so it moves on to the next thing, as it were.
Okay.
This,
Maneuverability
shields
-1.
blown. Controls
Something like that.
ionized. Means that its ship loses 1 dice from its shield total, which it doesn't have anyway. If the ship has no dice remaining in shields, or no shields to begin with, the ship's controls are ionized. Controls are ionized, so that means that the ship's controls are temporarily overwhelmed with a power surge. Ship loses 1d from its maneuverability. Ooh.
Yep,
Ship West
that's-
Falcon damage.
hit.
The ship is suffering.
Okay.
All right, so the ship loses 1d from its maneuverability, shields, and weapons, fire control, and damage for the rest of the round. Next round, if a ship is suffering from, so it can still take an action, but I'm at minus
Still
1d.
taking action. It's at -1.
Yeah. All right, so
You guys should all get X-wings. Yeah, we don't have any enough money for that.
I want an A-wing. A-wing's cool.
Frankly enough, it's not.
I did do an X-wing campaign once upon a time,
Yeah,
where they all flew. That was fun. Right. Okay. So
it's not
Where
very
would I
am
practical
at
to transport
jammed in the
adjutants to
port.
the position.
Yeah,
I'm
you
at-
can't really. You don't have much transport capacity on an A-wing. I'll give you.
No, I wouldn't.
I might be
I
able
could-
to tinker something
The
instead of
art, yeah.
astromech
Well,
that's what I was about
depends.
to say.
Marabella, it depends how creative you want to be. I mean, you can start tinkering with power systems if you want to up damage and things like that. You can maybe like reroute some stuff to do more damage with the guns, but it might fuse and blow something you don't know. But you know, it might be worth thinking about if you want to. You can up the shields, you can muck around. But
I'm
first of
going
all, I'm going to dodge. So I'm at -1 for my controls ionized. I'm at -1 because this is my second
Session is
action.
not that dire.
So I'm at -2 in total.
So he's now shooting us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm down to that many dice, which is 2d less. Make your dodge roll. which you
19.
can- Yes. Done.
Guess which way?
Sorry? Oh, you dodged.
Hey, I finally dodged something.
Well, he's taken damage to his
Yes, exactly. That's why I was able to dodge it.
yeah.
New round.
You're around, yeah.
He's at -1 to his
He is.
Ability. Yeah.
Gax. Shoot him.
Shooter!
Okay.
We're going for more iconic films.
11, 17, 21.
I will declare a dodge. This will be my second action because I want to do that thing as well. I'm at -1d for that, so -1d, another d. So that is that. What did you get? Oh my
21.
God. You hit. I rolled 4 2s.
This is my first day on the job!
Rough damage.
Something like that. Oh.
18.
Ooh.
Respectable.
Lightly damaged. 9.
Yes.
Roll a d6.
Excellent. Don't know why I'm doing this, but hey, let's go. And D6. I got a 1.
Ship loses 1d from its maneuverability. If the ship's maneuverability has already been reduced to 0d, temporarily it has, then it's at a -1 move. Okay. It's not going to stop me from doing my other thing.
Well, it's still faster than
It's
us.
still faster than us.
Yeah.
So its action.
It's going to ram us.
It's pulling away.
Oh.
It's accelerating away. Colin, you are holding your move, so if you want to do something else,
I'll
allow it.
Try and stay on it for now because I don't trust him not to be trying to get range.
You think, given your experience and the fact that you used to do this job,
yeah,
you reckon he's sped away so he could bank back around and shoot you with a torpedo?
That's exactly why I'm trying to keep on him.
So what I want from you is a piloting roll.
Yeah.
To keep the distance, to stay on him.
Yeah,
Dogfight
basically
style.
try and keep in his rear cone.
Yeah.
That's good to have someone who knows the protocol for piloting things in the Imperial Army.
So that's a 16.
Isn't he still faster than us? Can he
He's
just...
still faster.
He's
so
still
I'm
faster.
delaying rather than I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to be able to completely stop him, depending on if.
But I mean, he's at -1 speed anyway. So you have a speed of 4. He has a speed of 6, which is now at 5.
Yeah.
But he's got to be at least some distance away so he can pull back around and shoot you.
Yeah, because otherwise I'll just.
But with that piloting roll, you're able to keep close
the
enough so
main
he
time.
can't turn around enough. Which brings it back around to Jim. Take a shot.
Go for it.
10, 15, 21, 24. 20, sorry, 24, 25.
I am going to try and roll. I don't think my controls are iron management anymore. For the rest of the round of the next round, but I've done the next round.
Yeah.
So one of those back, so it's just.
So he's got
just the -1d maneuverability from the lightly damaged.
Yeah. So his speed's gone back up.
Oh, but no, you hit. Roll for damage. Get in there.
14, 17.
17. What was that? Damage?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I blanked out then for a second.
What are we doing?
It's been a long day.
What?
Somehow manages to throw our blasts back at us in some
You
strange.
just did 12 points of damage.
Oh, oh.
Ciao, that gonna
Five
Yeah.
on the soak. Fucking hell, that's
Well,
just
at
not what
least-
you want.
That's
At
gonna
least
sting.
he's not going to be humiliated anymore. I mean, he's dead, but I mean, you know.
Oh. 12 damage.
Oh
that's
shit,
brutal.
hold on. Heavily damaged ships have taken a much more serious amount of damage. If a heavily damaged ship is lightly damaged or heavily damaged. Oh, okay.
If it takes
Um,
another hit.
Yeah, he'll move on to severely. But at the moment, no, roll d6, make it good.
No problem. That's the plan, as always. Make it a good roll. Right. Roll. That is a 3.
Weapon system destroyed. All weapons of one type in the same fire arc are destroyed by a series of power overloads. The gunner takes damage.
dear.
And let's say, well, that's going
Yeah,
to
it's a
be
TIE fighter, so he is the gunner.
Yeah, the pilot.
1,
takes-
2, 3. Roll a d6. 1, 2, 3. It's the blaster cannons. 4, 5, 6. It's the concussion missile tubes.
Okay,
You want to roll high.
that is a 5.
So it's the concussion
Oh,
missile
nice.
tubes.
We don't know, of course, but good.
Well, you can probably see sparks and things, don't know.
And then pilot takes damage.
Yeah. So you can't see what happens next. The
There's-
blaster
just-
cannon fires.
We just hear over the comms.
Blaster bolt
hurts!
hits the TIE bomber. For a second, it looks like the 2 concussion missile tubes glow not alarmingly red as they seem to overheat, expand, and then break. The explosion goes downwards out of the ship, so the ship remains structurally sound. However, the ship then begins to rock violently and turn into a drifting, flipping over spin into the void as
Leaving
the
it.
pilot died.
But yeah, leaving it. Catalana would
From
not
an
follow
internal
through on that.
explosion. But you don't know that. You just see the ship kind of flip on itself.
He's either
Again and again
dead
and
or he's
again,
in cap.
going out
So I'll
into
leave
the
him,
void.
and if someone wants to
Yeah.
pick,
Or he's crying.
yeah, if someone's if
With the
he's
G-force, he
No, I
might
can't hear
burst out.
anything. Hold on.
if he's able to be saved, then
There we go. Sorry, Colin, can you say that again, mate? Turn my
I'm just saying
volume
Catalana would then pull back round to go back on their original course.
Okay, cool. Can someone message Garblag as I wrap this up?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Mirabella, can you get on comms and alert the rebel fleet to those other 2 coming in?
Sure.
Don't know
No,
whether
sorry,
they've spotted
Commander.
them.
The pilot
Or
will have
something like
died
that,
instantaneously from the damage, or incredibly slow and painfully. Those are the 2 options.
You're being a ray of sunshine as ever.
Well, you can tell it's an Imperial
Thank you,
constructor
Captain.
droid.
Yes.
So,
Gablax, yeah.
I have had to treat many ship injuries before.
All right, I'm
They
gonna.
usually die.
this TIE bomber spins off into the void and the inky blackness of space. Our Y-13 frigate pulls away, flips around, begins to skirt the edge of the space battle, and begins its approach to its landing path onto the planet Shadow. We'll end it there for tonight. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you those who joined us on Twitch tonight. I hope you all
Great
had
session,
fun.
yeah.
Great session. What an amazing
Thank you
thing.
for all the rerolls.
Yes,
again.
thank
Yes,
you all.
as always, thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for the re-rolls.
Thank you.
But
Keep
we
coming
had-
to get
we
more
had-
points and more rerolls.
We had prototype Death Stars, we had Super Star Destroyers, we had space battles, we had Planets of Nightmare and Shadow. I hope we all
had a
a lovely
complete and
evening
utter
tonight.
inability to shoot down a single TIE bomber for an embarrassing amount of time.
I've
It
been
was
Dan.
one round.
I've been Dan, the Garblag Troll. This has been Star Wars Tales of the Warlords. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, and we'll call it an end there. Thank you. Night night.
Thank you.
everybody, and thank you, Dan.
Good night.
Have a good
or
night.
evening or morning.